EPP. Mrs. Walsh, again.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you all. You know, I'm conscious, as Catherine had shared, it's not this room. Well, not all this room. Well, I think they're gone actually. The majority of this room is on your side of all experts, as you've shared, and ultimately the lived experience that is not currently in this room. It's those that we need to convince outside. And I'll link back to my previous question for the panel. We both know, as a shadow rapporteur, and I know Alice Kunka is still online as our rapporteur, many directives, member state national legislation, have moved on from this specific horizontal directive. And I'm often at loss as to, do we just park this and figure out a way to balance out the legislation that is sadly still missing, or do we continue to push on? Now, I personally would prefer the latter, because 17 years we're not quite there yet, but I think giving up on it, considering we've met with the President of the Commission in this mandate, not last, in this mandate, and the commitment was given not to take it off the table. And as Catherine pointed out, there's 3 member states that, how do we ultimately continue to educate and show the competitiveness advantage, continue to push the data, and as Belinda shared, the anecdotal evidence, or as I call it, the lived experience. But ultimately, to all panellists here, no specific question, but to all panellists, what is it that you fundamentally believe we need to do in order to push this on? Because Alice and many of our rapporteurs, our shadow rapporteurs, are at wit's end to figure out a way how to educate people, both within this institution and others, and citizens who this directive won't impact, but ultimately impacts their community. And it's often the ones that we don't see that it impacts even more. So it's more of an open-ended question, because I don't want to have another hearing with your expertise online and in person, and then turn around to citizens in 2029 and say we still have fallen short. And I say that as an Irish MEP in the conscious of this presidency, and how we can just push this forward. Thank you very much.